Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to the entire show. Because you guys are doing well, because having a wonderful day on this 18th August 2025. Today I'm coming in with a couple of questions for you guys. I've been in a really weird state mentally lately. And it's not a negative state, it's not a positive state. It's just a state of content. No, not content, but content. Uh, it's not content, it's content. No. See, I'm tired. This is gonna be the last video. Well, technically now we have other videos to do before I go sleep, right? But maybe if I explain how I feel, uh, you know what's funny? I was making content, and somebody put their music super loud, and I go in and no more music. So odd, very very odd. Maybe if I explain the situation, maybe this is gonna help you out understanding what is going on. So it's pretty simple. I'm not feeling extremely excited about making content. Why am I talking about content? Is because this is what I do with my days. I either work for a agency or I make content. I don't do much. I'm a pretty quiet guy, pretty simple lifed guy. I don't know if that's a word. We just made it a word, and guess what? It sounds like a nice word, so we're gonna be using it from now on. I don't even remember the word because I'm tired. But yeah, we're feeling very content with making content. We're feeling very like at peace with life at the moment, and it's a weird thing because it doesn't come from a situation or a polemic of, well, life could be better, because life could be better, right? And it's weird because I'm making this video because I'm playing the tower. So here, and here. And I was like, dude, I'm just happy. And I could have been complaining about how the game is repetitive, how I was waiting for this update for 6 months, and when I get the update, it's not that great. And then there's a little voice in my head that speaks with a very melodic tone that asks me, hey, this is kind of your life, right? You've been for content for how long? Right? And at the same time, it's super weird because this is kind of like a way of life in a weird way. Oh my god. I'm gonna be putting it that way. Okay, I found a way to really put it on. I feel like my game is on idle mode. So if you're not a gamer, idle mode is a game that you let play in the background. You get some things, and then because you get some things, you can move forward. I feel like my life is on idle mode. So it's not a pause per se. It's not at a stopping point. We're still making content X, Y, and Z, which is nice. We're still doing X, Y, and Z with our life, talking to people, making new friends, possible relationships. See, with life in itself, this is everything that you want. We have a job, which is great. We making content, which is a dream. So here lieth the answer to a want and a need. You got more friends. I was stuck, thank God, with a great bunch of people. Now we're making new friends, and it's always a question of who's staying and who has to go by the back door because you're no good for me. Relationships. I went from a point of I work too much for relationship to a point where if I meet someone, I'm open to it, right? And it's kind of like a weird thing because it's idle. You can take a pause. It doesn't have to pause the game. You can take a pause. For example, if I was to meet a girl tomorrow, God or willing, we're going to get KFC, so she might be there. Hummus. I like hummus. I love hummus. So this is gonna be it because I'm gonna be going to sleep soon. I'm very tired, which is why I'm not thinking straight. And I can clip this and say, "Oh, Ink is not thinking straight." And I have a boyfriend, so it's odd because I had some romantic opportunities over the last couple of years for making content. Like, yeah, but I'm too busy. And it's weird because I'm never really pushing the girl away. And it's always, and this is how badly I treated the last one. And it's nuts because I met my ex through TikTok. I think it's 2 days ago right now. And that's a gay ex I had. I was young, dude. I was 21, 22. So it was a long time ago. And she was always kind of like a mess. And she's still a mess, by the way, which is great because she's still alive. You know, I've been through hardship. She's going through a hardship. She's still a mess. I am a bit further in my process of healing. But she's 25 and I'm 32. So, you know, I think she's 25. Is she? We met, she was 18. That was before. I think she lied about her age then. Because on her bio it says 25. But I met her before, I was a year before, a bit less than a year before working at PCD. And I was in working there for a while, so yeah. She lied about her age, holy shit. Fuck. So we met her. And I'm an asshole, okay? So this is a whole story, so it's gonna take a little bit of time, but it's gonna be a fun story. So you guys know that I have sisters issues. I was supposed to have a sister. She sadly died. So a lot of the people that I find attraction to, is I gonna be a fuck? Or is it gonna be like a sister? I don't have girlfriend. I don't do girlfriends. And it's not because I'm talking about being open-minded to a relationship. Like, dude, you don't make any sense. I never make sense. So I don't know what you're on about, but I don't know why you're surprised. But hey, I'm gonna be able to do that, okay? Because I got no medal today. I got no medal to spend on it today, which is great. So long story short, I used to pick up broken women because they were easier to, and I would leave them and abandon them, right? Which is an asshole thing to do, but I come in clean. I have done wrong in the past, and I apologize for it. So this one, if I met her last year, I'm like, oh my god, there's so many problems. Forget that girl. But I don't know, for some reason, I was like, hey, how are you? It's been a while, so that I found you, which is a creepy thing to say, but that's what I said. I'm so glad I found you. How are you? How's everything? She's talking about the problem. I listened to her, and it's not gonna be a relationship because, again, it didn't work the first time. I wouldn't date an ex because it didn't work the first time. It's not gonna work now, right? You changed, I changed. We both went separate ways. There's a chance that if we were together, we wouldn't have changed, you know. And change is positive. But a girl, and I'll be super cool. Noemi, the girl that we dated last year. My apologies. So last year we talked about November, December, January, February. We broke up in March. My apologies, disgusting. And Noemi was older than me, so a lot more mature. And it's technically speaking, and this is how crazy it is, because this is the first girlfriend that I have that is older than me. Have I had relationship with older women? Yes. Romantic relationship? No. So more so again, your boy got needs. Your boy is got needs. You're surprised. Oh, Inky, you're a perv. No shit. Hello, I'm human. Hello. So with Noemi, she was a bit more mature than what I usually date, and she knew exactly what she wanted. Like, yo, when you do videos, stop slapping. I hate that. And I was like, okay, because she was very vocal about what bothered her. And communication was amazing, right? And I still treated her like shit. So, for example, I was working a lot. I was obsessed with work. And I wanted to make time on my time. And then she told me, like, hey, I would like to talk to you at this time. I'm on my break. And I'm like, dude, I'll make an effort. You know? And it was weird. And then, why was it weird is because the week it wasn't that bad. Because she was working. And then I was talking to her. And she had a social life that was pretty good. She had she was doing some lives at a certain time. Now she has a boyfriend. He seemed like a good dude. And she doesn't do live anymore. So possibly she felt alone, which is okay. It happens. But the problem was during the weekend because you're not working. And you're not going to be live for 16 hours. You know? So yeah, that was a problem. She wanted to talk and I'm like, dude, don't you understand? My freaking weekends are weekdays because I'm working. and I ended up treating her badly. Not in a sense of, not in a sense of I was rude to her, but in a sense where I could have done more for her. I could have done more for the relationship, but I didn't. You know. But at the same time, she was a really good girl. I could have dated her. Now I'm talking about my ex. Could I date my ex? No. No. We're both young. It worked because it was fun. A long time it would not worked, you know? You wanna know something crazy? This is definitely too much information. I did it long distance, okay? So she lives in, I think she was living in Oshawa? Something like that, I don't remember correctly. And Oshawa sounds right though. And we're dating. And it's very sexual. I'm getting some of her pics. And for whatever reason, it's really weird. I'm watching a corn video. And the actress is called Aurora Bell. Aurora Bell. And I swear to God, except for the face, the demeanor, the way she looked, the way she acted, was very much like my ex. I used to watch that video and pretend it was my ex. It's very fucking weird. Very fucking weird. Why was I saying that? Because I wouldn't date her. My apologies. Am I saying that I wouldn't date a porn star? No. I'm only gonna date porn star from now on. If you're a porn star, put your resume in. But at the same time, it's how life is evolving, but not evolving. For example, I went from not wanting a girlfriend to say, if it happens, it happens. I'm open to the idea. I'm not looking for it. I'm not on dating websites. So I'm still working, but if it happens, it happens. That's a great thing. You know? We've been a lot more social this year. And it's been weird because us being social in real life, like for example, going to celebration, going to things like that. I don't even be as social on social media anymore. It's not my entire life anymore. You know? So it's a bit weird. But then again, I get so many people, so many strangers. I had to block somebody today. Because they were like, yo, dude, you don't answer. Oh my God, should I tell you the story? Okay. I'm gonna sound like the biggest of an asshole, but I don't care. I'll blame it on the fact that I was tired and I'm making this up, okay? I'm making this up. So I have a friend of mine. Again, when I say a friend, it's not really a friend. We talked a couple times on live. He's very supportive. And he has a blue lock picture as a PFP. And then there's this other guy that has a blue lock picture of the same character. So this guy goes into my DMs like, yo, he's talking. And he sends me like 7 videos per day. I'm like, oh my God, bro, that's a lot. But at the same time, I think he's a guy who's super supportive. So I'm like, okay, well, I saw that before. The guy watches a lot of content. Okay, this is going to be something very bad to say, but I don't care. The guy watches a lot of content. He feels lonely, so he thinks we're friends because he's seeing the content. Right? It makes sense, right? For example, did I think that kid Boga was my friend? No. But I listened to him when I was in depression. I listened to him when I was at work getting bullied. Yes, there was this emotional link to him. Yeah. Tired. And then it hits me. Because I started streaming and I'm seeing my friends. Jamal tell me in the video. And just before that, I added the video. And I realized that PFP is different. Like, oh my God, you're not even the same guy. So I've been talking to this guy. This other guy sent me like a guy pooping, and I'm like, bro, this is so fucking weird. You know? But at the same time, he's younger, so I don't know. I was born before this age of social media. So because I was born before this age of social media, I will never know what it's like to be born in the age of social media. It's weird. Like for example, I'm watching this amazing family on YouTube, and it's the Getter family. So Austin Getter and Ariel Getter, and they're amazing. I love them. Love Charlie, love AJ, which is a weird thing to say because I don't know them. And it's so weird because AJ, who's possibly 3-4 months old, says, I want to do a video. And then he says, hey guys, because his father says, hey guys. So it's adorable, you know. And then it would be very weird that at the same time he says his father do and monkey do, you know. Monkey see, monkey do, something like that. This is quite normal. Just that's maybe something that I'm missing. Maybe something I'm missing. Maybe the monkey who didn't see and we did, and I'm talking to monkey who saw and did, and like, oh my god, you're so weird. No, bro, they saw and you didn't. You're the weird guy. You're the black sheep. You're the guy that, for example, there's a meme. The whole brain rot thing. Somebody told me I'm gonna go steal brain rots, and it blew my mind because I knew exactly what they meant. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? It was nuts because I knew. And I felt kind of ashamed to know what it was. I know what you mean, you freaking Gen Z. Ugh, I'm an elder emo. I'm an elder millennial. And I'm proud to be the elder millennial. Proud to have grown up watching Dragon Ball Z. Yu-Gi-Oh! Gundam SD, Pokemon on Saturday morning, eating cereals versus Netflix and binge watching series every single day. You will never understand the pleasure of a Saturday morning. Must suck. I'd be open to a relationship, you know? This is my way of segueing our way back into the video. Weirdest way possible, man. And if it's that, I'm gonna go sleep. So they were supposed to do Prison Break, but fuck it. So this whole feeling like it's idle, it's weird because I'm seeing some progress in my life. I'm seeing my life move in the pathway. I don't know if it's because it's moving too slowly, or it's moving, I don't know. My father told me to change the vendetta because he said, oh, it's violent. And I'm like, yeah, but it's like, I shouldn't say that, but it's like a skinny dude who doesn't work out and does cooking content. Vegan cooking content, and he calls himself Liver King, you know? You don't eat liver, what did you call it that? Not because you have it violent and parentheses that you violate yourself. So yeah, I feel like my life is moving forward but very slowly. You know? And every day feels the same. And it's so weird. Because again, I'm gonna get some hate for saying that. I'm gonna get some hate. I'm gonna be an asshole for saying that, but I'm gonna say it either way. I don't care. You working this 9 to 5, and every single day you feel like it's like the same. You're doing the same job. You're working for the same people. You're having the same conversation with people. But what changes at the end of the year, you get a pay raise. And what ends is at when you go back home, you're kind of having a good time. You get your good girlfriend. Your kid took his first walk. I saw a very emotional video today. Not today, but this week. Kid behind a camera, Mia Green, which is the daughter of Michael and Bridget, had her first day of school. It was insane because I watched him giving birth. That doesn't make any sense, but you know what I mean, right? Somehow, you know what I mean. And you see that and like, holy crap. Life goes on and on and on and on and on, yeah. And you're just like, wow. So yeah, so possibly. So why am I saying that? Well, because when you work, right, your personal life changes, but work doesn't change. My work, making content, is also my personal life. So I'm getting a lot of changes. For example, I had this conversation, and it's embarrassing. If you watch this, I love you. I'm not saying this to judge, but I had this conversation of, I did it. My God, I did a review for a honey bun that I posted like a year and a half ago. Another person talked about honey buns and how much they like honey buns, and we're having a conversation through comments. But there's like 21 comments, and I'm like, I never thought I'm gonna have a honey bun conversation, you know? And mostly because it's a video that I did before. But at the same time, people enjoy the content, so that's a good thing. And ultimately speaking, the guy who I'm talking to about honey buns is a positive person. So my interaction with him is positive. You know? It's a really weird thing, but yeah. I do feel like life is an idle mode. And it's a weird thing, brah. It's a very weird thing, brah. And I don't know how to react and how to perceive this. Just imagine in itself, right? I know it's gonna be very hard to understand, but okay, let's put it like that. This is actually the reality. This is actually when you do a PowerPoint. Again, I'm picturing the 90s. This is what happened. This is how you see it when you see a PowerPoint representation. Okay? So what you're seeing right now, okay, that's perfect. For the last 12 years, we're working, which is a great thing because you should work. Before that, I have been in a family where both parents were very involved. Not necessarily controlling, but very guiding. Let's put it like that. Let's put it nicely. They were very much guiding me through life, which is a great thing. Now, I leave work. Okay, so this is very complex. Did I work for 12 years straight? No. The one time that I didn't work, I was either depressed or something was going on, you know? There's the time when I spent so much time at home with no work that I started having agoraphobia. And I was like, oh my God, I can't leave. I'm so afraid. Afraid of what, dude? You're afraid of what? And I didn't know. Yeah? It's just a weird thing. So why am I saying this? Well, it's pretty simple. Put it like that, right? A year ago, I lose my job because my boss retires. God bless him. God bless Mihai. If you're watching this, Mihai, I love you, dude. You're a great boss, but a better human being. I'm lucky to have you. And I'm lucky to have been your employee for as long as I have. You realize how much you miss something when he's gone. He was a good boss. Not the best boss, but a great boss. And you realize that you've been spending the last year, right? Now, I'll be completely honest. I think the reason why I'm feeling like this is kind of simple. Last year, we went crazy. Crazy. When you think about why I'm thinking this video, I want to sleep. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. Great. A little bit more. You got this. Come on, big boy. So yeah, the reason why we're making this video is the reason why we're making this video is a realization that I had today, that it was cold outside during the day, which means that autumn is coming. And I'm like, holy shit, what did I do this summer? I don't even realize. Last year we went crazy. I didn't have time to do introspection. I didn't have time to do self-reflection because I was so busy with work. We're making content. Oh, this time. Yesterday we worked and today we worked. So there is this need of a separation. This is the worker, this is Stefan, and this is the content creator, this is Ingvendera. Right? So maybe that's why. Maybe we're doing some self-introspection. Maybe maybe subconsciously speaking, we realize that we didn't self-reflect on ourselves for a very long time, and we're taking everything that's new, right? Did you know the baby sleep that much because they're assessing the information? They've been like a sponge, and they're sponging what they have, you know? I think that's why we're doing this. I think that's why we're so talkative. We're so profound in thinking today. My apologies. Because we're self-reflecting. We're self-viewing ourselves. I know that I do often, you know? When I do it, it's different. Then when I do it, is a mystery to me. It's a mystery. Like, wait a minute. Sorry, a myth. Wait a minute. Why did I need? Well, maybe it's just like a baby. We're assimilating information. We're analyzing information and making it our own knowledge. You know? That's kind of insane. A baby will not even know that they have ends. Life is so complex. Life is so complex. There's so much to do. And then you fall into an idle mode. You come back home and your son, diaper is full. Oh well, gotta do. And then the same thing happened the next day, and the next day, and the next day. You realize that your life is all about changing diapers. And you're okay with it because that's life, right? You're okay with the fact that this is your new reality. But as a father of your son, you can't help but think about taking your first beer with your son, going out on a camping trip, going out on a road trip with your son, hearing him complain about his first girlfriend and how she gives you a headache, and then being like, your mom gave me a headache every single day, and then him defending his mom, even though deep down he understands that it's right. Or your daughter, knowing that boys her age are freaking douchebags, and they're trying to get in her pants. So you're convincing her that she doesn't want to date. But then it's a weird thing, because one day your daughter, gonna bring home a good guy, and for some reason you're gonna be nicer to him than the other guys. You're not gonna be bullying him as much. You're gonna see her brother bully the guy. You're gonna tell your sons, slow down a bit. He's a good kid. And then you're thinking that this guy is gonna ask him, and you're gonna hope that this guy, gonna ask your daughters to marry him, right? You're gonna ask your daughter to marry him, and you think about walking down your daughter down the aisle, and then you're gonna think about your daughter being pregnant, and you're gonna be excited because of your grandfather, and like, wow, this fucking happened, you know? But here you are changing diapers. You know? Your life's an idol. My life's an idol. Just about changing diaper until you start walking, you start talking. The biggest gift a kid can give you. Not this. The biggest gift a kid can give you is when he starts talking about comics, talking about farts and poops. He's having a legit conversation with you, and you're like, oh my god, you're sentient being, bro. You're a sentient being. Police. Ambulance. I was right, it was the police. Then I switched my mind. I doubted myself. And I was like, oh no. I doubted myself, you know? And you see your kid and he's talking to you. You're having a conversation. And he's a sentient being. Oh my god. You want to cry because you're like so proud, but you can't because that's weird. Yeah. Your life is idle, just like mine. Because you can visualize what's going to happen. You can kind of see what's going to happen. It's going to take some time. And for now, what you're doing is freaking boring. But it's a rite of passage. It's a rite of passage. What a beautiful sentence. What a beautiful way of talking. Bravo, Inc. Bravo. Thank you. Thank you, Papa. You know? Acknowledging that your life's on idle is amazing. And maybe the only reason I'm saying my life's on idle is because I'm gaming a lot lately. I don't know. It's a beautiful thing. Realizing that you don't do much with your day, what you do is important. Realize that you're currently taking the step for your future. You're currently building something. I want you guys to picture, close your eyes, and picture this couple, okay? And they're building their house. And they're laying brick by bricks. And like, this looks like shit, when is this supposed to happen? And then you actually look at the finished product. Holy crap, there's a wall. Wait a second, there's 4 walls. Oh, we need a roof and this is a freaking house. It's a very simple house, but it's a house. Right now we're laying bricks. And we don't know how many bricks we have to lay. We don't know how long it's gonna take. We don't know what it's gonna look like. But we know what we're aiming for. That is building a safe haven. So right now, it's a very weird time. Because we're laying bricks. Right? But at the same time, it's a good lesson. It's a good life lesson. It's a great life lesson. Here I am telling you. Here I am rocking you like a hurricane. Here I am telling you that this is all part of a bigger plan. This is all part of life in itself. It's not a race. It's not a marathon. It's not a race. It's a marathon. What did they say? They say what? It's not a race. It's a marathon? I don't know what they say. It's something like that. That's not what I tell I want to sleep. Someday you'll end up somewhere somehow. And instead of taking you now, will lead you there. It's a positive thing, it's a positive thing. Instead of negative things, a negative things. I've been contemplating failure a lot lately. A lot of failure, like, hey, maybe I'm not meant for this. But life is gonna give you failure as a gift. So you're down, get back, get up. What are you doing down? Why are you on the ground? Get back up. So you got a long way to go. Okay? Let's go. Let's walk on that walk. Let's go back home. Let's go somewhere. Can't stop here. If you want to go more simply, go on this long walk, right? I don't know, pilgrimage is a good word? I don't know. Pilgrimage seems like a good word. And you spent hours watching beautiful sunrise, beautiful sunset. There's this giraffes. These giraffes are like, holy crap, they're beautiful. There's this gelato shop. There's a gelato shop. And there's a gelato shop, you look at it and you're like, wow, I never had that good of a gelato. And then you end up in a place and there's nothing around. And you ask yourself, are we going in the good direction? You're asking yourself, are we going in the good direction? But you're literally walking. Doesn't matter where you're going, you're walking. And somehow that beats staying in places. And somehow there's a high chance that where you're going is better than what you just left. Wanna know why? I can guarantee that where you're going is better than what you just left. How can I guarantee this? Great question. Great question. I can guarantee this because if where you were was perfect, you wouldn't leave. If where you were was perfect, you wouldn't be on this pilgrimage. If where you were, if the place you just left, that great, you wouldn't be looking to change it. Maybe it's not about the change. Maybe it's about the fact that we want to change. Maybe it's about the fact that we did an effort to move forward. Then, and just then, we'll have a goal. We'll have purposes. Purposes of the churches. That's a solution for tomorrow. That's a question for tomorrow. I am off the bed, going to sleep, going to snore. My neighbors are putting music because I put some videos. They'll be putting music because I'm snoring so loud. And how better to finish this video with the delicious sponsored hummus and the result of the hummus. Love you guys, take it easy. Peace.